Howdy. Is it weird I don't have an intro for these things? I was thinking I could say something like, hey, to your not so friendly neighborhood Schizoid. But I thought that might be a little too cheesy. I don't know. So we moved, which is good. Glad that's over. It was like a 10-hour drive one way or something like that. We had to make it like 3 or 4 times, mostly to get her stuff, but that's okay. I mean, the job's pretty good here. I pretty much get paid to watch YouTube all day, so that I really can't complain. I'm pretty isolated there, so it's like perfect for me. I get to sit behind everybody, which, I mean, there's only like 1 to 2 people on per shift, so it's really not that bad. It's just me and like 1 or 2 other people. It's awesome. I don't have to interact with anybody, so that's really good. Also, I think in the last video I said something about making regular uploads, which is probably something I shouldn't have said, given who I am. But I should have said something like, I don't know, write you when I can or something. I don't know. I actually started writing a book recently because I'm starting to get more settled in here and started to get, ideas for another one of these videos. Stuff to talk about, which this one was kind of spur of the moment. It's like 4:30 in the morning right now, and I couldn't sleep, so I figured, why not? But I started writing a book, actually, on all the same stuff I've pretty much been talking about in these videos. It covered a lot of stuff. I was going to start from the very beginning, from my earliest memories, and just write about everything, pretty much up to this point. And it was, I actually had to stop it for a lot of reasons, but it was pretty hard writing about a lot of the stuff. I started remembering a lot of stuff that had happened that I'd just chosen to forget. And it's kind of funny. It kind of makes you think about, I've talked about before, the being born a certain way and then developing certain things. I don't know, it's kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things. I remember there was one particular memory, because first, I had this phase in my life where I studied like demonology. I was interested in like supernatural things and stuff like that. I don't know why, but I wanted to learn everything I could about them. And I know I scared a lot of people around me from like the stuff I would read and stuff. I would like to share what I'd learned. But anyways, there was a time when I was a kid. What started me on this whole thing, I was having a dream, and it started out fine. I was on the beach, and there was no wind. I remember that very clear. There was no wind, and there was no sound. But I was on the beach, and the waves were coming, and I was running along the water. But it was train tracks running along the beach, and I was running along the train tracks, and I remember it started getting slowly harder to breathe, right? And I remember my breathing had stopped. I couldn't breathe at all, and I remember trying to run, but there was this really heavy pain in my chest, really thick pain in my chest, like something was pushing on me really hard. And I remember almost passing out, but I woke up before I did, and my mom at the time was standing over me. She had her knee in my chest, and she had a pillow over my face, and I didn't say anything at the time because I was just a kid, and I mean, I think I was just shocked. I don't know why, but I didn't say anything. I was just looking at her like, what's going on? And she was just teared up, and she just said, "I'm sorry," and backed out of the room. But I convinced myself that, it didn't actually happen. I just either had a really bad dream. It was just a really vivid, really bad dream. And I remember I convinced myself so good that I actually believed that it didn't happen, and I was just thought that maybe I was just having like supernatural experiences, I was being attacked or haunted by some demon or something. And I read about these demons. They're called mares. There's different versions, like day mares and nightmares and stuff like that. But the nightmare is, I forget a lot of the details, but it attacks men in their sleep. It sits on their chest and chokes them while they're sleeping. And for the longest time, I completely and honestly believed that that's what had happened to me, because there's just things like that I'd chosen to forget. And, writing this book, I was recalling a lot of these memories, and it was really, really tough for me. But it opened my eyes to a lot, which was good. But I actually ended up scrapping the book because it was getting to the point where, you know, I was going to be done writing it. I'd shared what I wanted to, you know, said my thoughts and everything. And I was looking into getting it published. But I guess for books of that type of content, they need to be a certain amount of like letters and numbers to be published at the quantity that I wanted, because I wanted to disperse it out there, you know, just kind of like these videos, so that a lot of people could see them, you know, I might be able to help somebody. And so I started writing more, you know, which I had plenty of content, a lot of stuff to write about and stuff, but I noticed that, you know, the more pages that I wrote, the more it started to seem like filler, the more it started to seem like other books out there that just like, in a way, it almost seemed like I was talking down to the reader, like, oh, if you're feeling this way, you need to do this, or blah, blah, blah. And I noticed that it wasn't real, like, heartfelt content, and I didn't want that, so I just kind of stopped writing it. So yeah, I just kind of scrapped that whole thing. I don't even know why I brought that up. But, oh yeah, I was talking about regular uploads, and I guess since I've been here, I'm starting to get settled in. I wanted to start doing stuff like that again, so I started writing the book and started getting some more ideas for videos. I've started a few projects, which is kind of funny. I also remember talking about, I don't remember exactly what was said, but in the past couple of videos, I kind of talked about things that I would do or things that I've learned to kind of help live, you know, like I do. And I've noticed a lot of changes recently, especially in the past couple weeks. I'm not as reserved as I used to be about wanting to be alone. Even my girlfriend will attest to it. I always lock myself in my office. Sometimes I sleep in here and she sleeps alone in the bedroom. And but yeah, like before, if people would walk up to me and start telling me stories and talk to me, I would just, on the outside, I'd just be going along with it, yeah, but on the inside, you know, just, I've covered it before, I just be like, go away, I don't want to talk to you. Nothing wrong with the person, I just don't like people. But now, I have no problems just saying, hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm not a very social person, or I don't feel like talking, you know, something like that. And it's actually kind of surprising how often people will leave you alone if you're just a creepy guy sitting in the back. So, I mean, it works out really well for me. But yeah, I guess just kind of a quick update as to where I'm at and what I'm doing. Hopefully I'll be uploading some more soon. But I don't know, I'm probably going to go to bed soon. I'm actually pretty tired. Maybe next time I'll actually have something interesting to talk about. But about the book, if you guys, you know, if it's something you guys think you might read, I might start it up again. But like I said, it's got to be a certain length, so I might have to publish it myself if I need to make it any longer. But that's completely fine. If enough of you would want to read something like that, I would finish it. But yeah, just let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys soon.